Hi, welcome back to another little video thing. Today I went to Bluebell Railway in Sussex because I got really bored and I decided I wanted to learn things about trains. So this is the little ticket office station area in East Grinstead. This is me being excited with a little ticket, little cute little ticket. And yeah, it was really fun and interesting. So here's a bunch of clips, including the train pulling in. And the sun put back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, there's three. Okay, so this next bit, I explained that I didn't know much about trains, but I like learning things as a special interest. And so this is just what I got of my time in the cab of the train we got.
That's the boiler pressure over there on that gauge, £240. That's the water in the boiler. You can see it going up and pouring back up to the top. So it's steam above and that's the water level. That's very important. You've got two gauges because if one breaks, you need another one. That's the most important gauge on the engine. That's my pasty. That's when you're moving.
Yeah.
That mirrors the boiler pressure gauge, so that you could, in theory, have £240 in that one as well. That's how much the engine, the actual cylinders, are getting. So that you can see you've got £240 in the boiler. When we set off, that'll be at about 120. You're not using very much steam to get the whole thing on the move. And if we move down the line here, not attached to the engine, to the train rather, £20 on there, it'll start moving. That's the speedo, that's the brakes on that one. That's the regulator that makes it go. This is the brake gear. This is the reverser.
Oh.
That makes it go forwards and backwards, and it's like a gearbox in a car. You can then make it better and more suited for going at kind of slightly higher speeds or slightly heavier pull or whatever it may be.
Cool. It's very hot.
Yeah, they're very hot engines, these.
It's really cool.
See all the wheels up there?
Yeah.
These two, they're valves and they isolate. That's the injectors. That puts water in the boiler. These two isolate the injectors, the steam supply to the injectors. That's the carriage warming. That's the brakes. That goes over here. That feeds the brakes. All these valves are inside the cab, but also the actual valves are inside the cab. Whereas on some of the other engines, most of the other engines, the wheels are inside the cab, but the rod goes through the front of the cab, and all this gubbins is outside. This is really hot. There's a huge amount of heat in there,
Yeah.
and it's radiating all the time.
Oh my
So
god.
that makes that's all this bit here and all this
Yeah.
casting up here. That's hot the whole time. This is the back of the firebox. That's actually, I mean, that's hot, right? But it's insulated. That's thin steel sheet with like lagging underneath it. You can't see the actual firebox because it's all covered over to keep it warm, basically, so you don't lose heat where you don't need to lose heat. Whereas that is just losing heat the whole time, and we're getting it.
Oh no.
So a lot of the standard engines, all that stuff, is outside the cab on the top of the firebox, and it means that the cab temperature is quite a bit more comfortable. These are fine at high speed, but they're very hot on a hot day at low speed. You don't get any draft. The front window
I can
doesn't
imagine.
open. So you can't crack the front window and have a bit of a draft coming through this way. They're designed to go fast, and that's the end of it.
I'll let someone else have a nose. Thank you. yeah, long story short, well, not even long story because I don't plan this out beforehand, I'm just yapping. But that was basically the majority of the day out. There was a lot of looking out of windows and watching things go by. It was surprisingly a tiring day, but in a good way, you know? Like, I learnt a lot. It was actually really interesting. Yeah, I would recommend if anyone's, like, got the availability to go and check out a place like this, because they do a lot of work in, like, restoring and, like, just documenting the history of the railways, and it's really interesting. I would recommend. Yeah, cool. This is pretty much the end of the video now, so thank you for watching and all of that. Also, Thomas the Tank Engine face on a train. Bye.